Yes, sir. Mod Tricker, back up in this thing, man. Today, I'm reacting to some creepy TikToks that'll make you think we entered the Twilight Zone, man. Let's do it.
All right, we have new details about the off-duty pilot accused of attempting to shut down the engines on that Alaska Airlines plane mid-flight. Court documents show Joseph Emerson said he took magic mushrooms 48 hours before that and thought he was dreaming. He is now facing 83 counts of attempted. Once the crew quickly subdued Emerson and took him off the plane, he also tried out of the cockpit. He also tried to open the emergency exit during landing. Emerson says he was having a nervous breakdown and had not slept in 40 hours.
I'm just happy he was off duty and wasn't in control of the plane that day, because he was on another planet if he was trying to shut off the engine, bro. I know seafoam is natural, but this amount seems a little abnormal, bro. The dude in the picture is pretty much waist deep in it. It's like when you put regular dish soap in the dishwasher.
Paul McCartney in the 60s, and they hired someone to take his spot. If you look on the back of the album, Paul McCartney is the only one with his back turned. So in that same picture, George is looking downward with his finger pointing towards a set of lyrics that say, Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock as the day begins. And that is the time that Paul McCartney allegedly got his car wrecked. Paul is wearing this uniform with the patch that says OPD, which some fans think means officially pronounced. At the end of the song, I'm So Tired, it sounds like John's just muttering at the very end. But when they reversed it, it says...
I'm still on the fence with this one because I'm more used to the new Paul McCartney anyway, so I wouldn't be able to tell any physical differences, but the Beatles were and probably still are one of the biggest bands in the world, so there's definitely a financial motive. None of those trees look rooted in the ground, bro. It's possible that the roots grew out to the side, but I don't know how they stay upright with that lack of stability. Scotland is going through it right now.
If you see this tree, your day is ruined. I'm sorry guys, but I'm about to ruin the joke. So you guys might have seen a video like this pop up on your For You page recently. This is one that I got tagged in where we can see this guy recording this tree with no context whatsoever with one word: help. Upon closer look, this is what the tree looks like, but you might not understand what's going on here. Well, this video was recorded in part due to a meme that's been going around lately, known as the Lepidodendron meme. This image has been bouncing around on the internet for the past few days saying, attention, have you seen this tree? Hopefully you haven't, because it's a Lepidodendron tree and it's extinct. And allegedly, if you're seeing this tree, it means that you've fallen through some sort of rip in the fabric of time. This has prompted a ton of people to start recording videos of trees that somewhat resemble the Lepidodendron tree, but really are not the Lepidodendron tree. This right here is a pretty accurate portrayal as to what a Lepidodendron tree would look like in its normal environment. So if you see one of these, you don't have to be too alarmed, you just have to wake up.
It looks similar to a lot of the trees we have today, so I can see how people would get it confused, but with all the CERN activity, anything is possible.
Did you know that Mexican cartels are using witchcraft to fight against the police? And it's actually working. 350 police officers were just trained on how to fight back against witchcraft, voodoo, and demonic possessions. This all started when Robert Almonte got a warrant to go into a house selling. Once they got there, they found a woman had put Robert's and his partner's names on voodoo dolls. The woman was a witch or a bruja, and unfortunately for the detectives, their luck got worse and worse as weeks went by, until they actually went to a church and got blessed by a priest.
At that point, I might just consider signing up for the fire department, bro. You don't pay me enough to fight crime and supernatural forces.
What would you do if you saw this at the end of your driveway?
What is that?
What? It's behind that tree.
Nana, what is that?
Carol Leanne and her granddaughter were at the end of their driveway when her granddaughter spotted this behind a tree. A solid black figure. A lot of people in the comments believe that it could be a hide-behind. Hide-behinds are nocturnal creatures from American folklore. Historically, they are said to prey on people that are wandering in the woods. They actually blame hide-behinds for a lot of disappearances of loggers in the early days of the United States. Other people theorize that this could be a Sasquatch, whereas other people know it as Bigfoot. Some people believe that it could be a shadow person, and others think that it could just be somebody in a dark hoodie. What do you think this creature is? And what would you do if you saw it?
Even if it's just a person, I'm not walking up to it to check in the middle of the night and in the middle of the woods, bro. I would just leave and let that be tomorrow's problem.
And how long do you do it?
What's that? You can do it for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. You know?
What's that?
I'll say you can't film it though.
Oh, is that the secret room?
Oh, yeah, turn it off.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave it behind.
Oh, really? That secret?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Oh, God, I see why. Hold on.
So, right.
No, I guess leave it behind. Well, he can share this part, right? But not, that's it. No.
We'll be back.
No. Can't see this part. No. Come in. Oh, my God, it's mental. Come in.
I don't know what could be in this dungeon, but the fact that he doesn't want it on camera so bad has me even more curious, especially after the dude in the floral shirt says it's mental.
Oh, my God, it's mental.
What if I told you the Great Pyramid of Giza was actually a power conductor? We've been taught they were built to house the tombs of pharaohs, but 0 mummies have been found in the Great Pyramid. In fact, 0 mummies have been found in any pyramid. Ever. There are some theories that the pyramid was actually an ancient power plant of some kind, and there's actually some evidence to support this. For example, the pyramid was originally capped in a material called electrum, which is a metal alloy made of gold and silver, which happens to attract lightning. There were also water aqueducts that used to run underneath the pyramid, and scientists have confirmed that running water under crystal granite, which was used as the base of the pyramid, results in generating physiostatic electricity. Then you have the king's chamber, where there's a very unique red granite box. Now we've been told this is a tomb, but there is 0 evidence of a mummy ever being inside. And there are theories that this box was actually built to store the Ark of the Covenant, which has been speculated to have been extremely. And there's also evidence of chemicals that were used in the pyramid, such as sulfuric acid and ammonium chloride, which create hydrogen when mixed together. The theory is electricity generated from the base would pass through the king's chamber, mixing with the hydrogen gas, converting the atoms into microwaves, which would then be transmitted through the outer shell of the pyramid, and then be collected by surrounding obelisks, which also had caps made of electrum. So did ancient Egyptians invent the first power plant?
I feel like the building of the pyramids was such a huge undertaking that if it was meant to be a tomb, you would at least expect to find a mummy or two, but you don't. That's what makes me think that they were originally purposed for something else.
A group of tourists were located in Mission, a city in British Columbia, Canada, when all of a sudden they spotted what looked like a humanoid creature in the woods. They got their cameras and started recording, and this is what they saw.
Sasquatch.
This one might be capped because for a second you could see it crawling on all fours, and according to urban legend, Sasquatch is usually upright on 2 feet. Plus there should be a lot more footage since there was like 20 people filming it.
Come magic.
Here we go.
Can I have a drum roll?
Yes, a drum roll. Is that like on a monofilament or something? Have you got like a spring loaded in your mouth?
That's some good lungs.
All right, let me see that again. One more time. There you go. Very nice. Got it in slow motion instant replay here.
My only guess is that the gum is attached to a string and taped to her forehead. Either that or she's a real gum bender.
The soul catcher is I think is the 6 mile high tower in the middle of Sinus Medai, right in the middle of the center of the moon as you look at the moon. And the famous photo that Richard found, Lunar Orbiter 384M, shows that huge tower. And he also has 2 other photographs that show that tower. I think that tower is what I call the soul catcher. When your soul goes to the soul catcher. There are several soul transmission stations, both on Earth and on the moon, and depending on where you're going in your next lifetime, which transmission station takes over.
This theory has piqued my interest recently, and I do want to dive more into it on the live stream, but if we know where the locations are, then it might be in our best interest to do what we do best and decommission it real quick and just end the cycle.
A crazy conspiracy theory about Biden's chin is everywhere after an interview of him on Air Force One. This one's pretty bizarre. This one video on Air Force One is really weird. He kind of moves in slow motion. The video that I'm showing right now is not slowed down or anything. That was actually the live broadcast. And something definitely looks off with his chin. It kind of looks like Peter Griffin from Family Guy, but people are saying that that's not what his chin normally looks like, and chins don't change that much. So here's the crazy part. Some believe that that is not the real Joe Biden, and it's just someone wearing a mask. And it's not just a few people. There are thousands of tweets on Twitter discussing this. Some say it's a body double masquerading as Biden, so that there are no gaffes on this important foreign visit. Look, I like conspiracy theories, they're fun, but this one is just a bit too far for me.
I don't think it's a mask, because any good makeup artist would at least try to pull it tight, then tape it first. This just looks like gravity got a firm grip on it. They might do this to prevent 2 people from entering the park using one pass, but there's other ways to do that besides collecting fingerprints.
Listen up. Writers and I decided there's a pretty good script this year, wouldn't you say? Well, we got together and we decided that 2 brothers should play each other in the Super Bowl. So, not yet. So when the Bosa brothers said no, I said, well, I guess the Kelseys will do. So we got the Kelseys.
I don't know if he's just terrible at sarcasm, but he said it with a straight face and with a serious tone, so maybe.
In this TikTok, a TikToker goes and explores this ghost town, which has actual cars and everything still inside these houses. Which begs the question, why did they leave and how fast did they leave? Now this is done by Stringer Media, which goes around, and Stringer Media explores ghost towns, tunnels in Minnesota, tunnels in Chicago. But this town, by the search bar, looks like it's in Manitoba, which is just above Minnesota. And there's cars here, tractors, Jeeps, even the tires on the Jeep are good. Garages filled with stuff. Why did they leave, and how fast did they leave? I mean, this Jeep must be from 80s, 90s maybe? So did this happen? Were they all evacuated back in the 80s or 90s? Who knows? I mean, this happened up in Manitoba. A lot of crazy stuff happens in Manitoba. Trust me, I spent a lot of time in Manitoba. But go check his whole video. And what do you guys think about this?
I think the easiest way to figure out what happened would be to track down who currently owns those properties, but it must have been serious for them to leave the town and country behind.
Do you guys believe in hypnosis? Let me give you some context before the video. This guy right here does not believe in hypnosis. He comes across as hypnosis and completely changes his life.
That does not think to me. Sleep deep, all the way down deeper. And deeper. I got you, all the way down deeper. Think we're doing hypnosis. He's completely fine. Watch this. Wake up. What is it? Wide awake. Are you consenting to this? You go sleep deep, all the way down deeper. And deeper. And deeper. All the way down deeper. And deeper. You will not be able to get up off the ground. As I say 1, 2, wide awake, those magnets are active. What's going on? Try to get up. Move, man. Try to get up. You open your eyes, able to move. 1, 2, wide awake. Here, stand up for me. Stand up for me. You're doing great. For you.
He makes him forget his friend.
You remember being here, but you don't remember being hypnotized. You've never been hypnotized. Time has not passed. As I say 1, 2, wide awake, open your eyes. Remember that?
He makes him forget his friend. His friend gets emotional.
You don't remember me, Mike?
Look at that.
The moment I touch your forehead,
And he brings it all
those
back.
memories will come flooding back like a rewind through your own life. You should,
What do y'all think?
how you do that?
A hypnosis turned a skeptic into a believer. And in front of his friends, recorded it and showed him.
I'm skeptical about hypnotism because how do we know that that wasn't planned completely? But let me know if you guys ever experienced it and if you guys think it's real.
It's weird because I started out technically, like I used to write all the time, you know, before I started going into the Rainman thing, you know.
Going into the Rainman thing. Oh, maybe they're talking about the movie? Let's see how Eminem references it. So he just said that his name was not meant to become him, but now he's possessed with the devil, and his new name is Rainman. All the while making his audience chant Rainman. Supposedly a demon. Lil Wayne. So do you think these guys are paying homage to some sort of entity?
Lil Wayne saying Rain Man in his song kind of makes sense because he's talking about making it rain in a club. But Jay-Z and Rihanna use it in a completely different context. It just sounds more occult when they say it.
Farming, agriculture, and now Bragg's? Look at this.
How did I totally miss that this Bragg's apple cider vinegar was purchased by Katy Perry and her husband? And they are teamed up now with Bill Gates? So yeah, Katy Perry, Orlando Bloom, by Bragg's back in 2019. So this happened. Now, what I'm about to show you next is actually the bad part, okay? This wasn't so bad, but who Katy Perry is doing business with, now y'all be the judge of this. So you got Katy Perry and her husband Orlando Bloom using Bill Gates' peel apples to make Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Yeah, that's correct. You heard it correctly.
He's a computer programmer. Now, I'm not saying he's doing anything bad, but I do find it suspicious that he's venturing out into all these different realms, you know?
So we just can't have anything nice. It feels like he's more invested in farming and agriculture than computers at this point, bro. The collard green's not about to hit the same.
Now, supposedly, this is footage of Beyond the Ice Wall right here. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it ain't. For entertainment purposes only.
Maybe if it was an actual video, I'd be able to decipher what I'm looking at. It just seems like they were panning around a picture, but I've never seen any buildings like that on Earth.
Fans are accusing Travis Scott for flashbanging them during his most recent concert. I don't even know what's normal at concerts anymore, so you guys tell me, was this an exaggeration or not?
They just need to start handing out liability waivers at Travis Scott concerts. He learned nothing from Astro World.
Got my daughter this camera from Amazon for Christmas. She's 3, almost 4. We're just hanging out at home today by ourselves. My husband's at work. She's been telling us she's been seeing somebody in her room, that she can't really sleep well. She refuses to sleep in there. We just moved to this house. I never set the date or time on this camera because it was just like a little play camera, so she would quit taking her phones and taking pictures of herself because she's at that age right now. So we just like never set the time. So she just took a picture and she says, "Mommy, look, there's a man in the photo." Mommy. I said, "What?" She said, "There's a man in my photo." And I went like that real quick. Like, this just happened just like 5 minutes ago. Like, no one else is here. It's just us. Like, I'm going to have to change the date and time so I can get more pictures for y'all. But look at that. In this new house, she says she's been seeing people.
First, I'm confiscating the camera to avoid inflicting any further trauma. Then I'm going to have to call Ed and Lorraine Warren to do an investigation because this entity did not look friendly.
Glory be to God. Now, David Chappelle, Bokeem Woodbine, YouTube in the bio where I'm less censored, MK Ultra program, 50 years of age, David Chappelle. Bokeem, 50 years. Interesting. Just so happens after he left his $50 million deal, things looked a little odd. Comedy seemed a little off. What do I know?
I mean...
Man works in a desolate scrapyard, starts recording things as things happen without explanation.
¿Hay alguien ahí? Hello? De aquí del interior, está... Ay, güey. ¿Te quiso menear solo? Vente. Tengo que chingado, man.
It could have been pulled by something, but I didn't see a winch, bro. Audi should use this for a commercial. The truck's still going even when it's totaled. It looked like it had a leash around his neck, bro. Whoever caught that need their own show on Animal Planet.
A guy on Twitter just revealed software that can take an Instagram photo and use AI to search open cameras in a location to see if they can find the video of you taking the photo on that day. So the guy who created Me, which is that chat app you can only use when you have less than 5% battery, just unveiled this software where you give it like the Instagram photo on the left, and on the right you see this AI searching through a bunch of open cameras all around the world to see if they can find the people in the photo with the proper location and give you the video of the photo actually being taken. I personally think this is brilliant. This must have been so hard to put together. The effect is fantastic, and it's a great way to remind people that you are constantly being watched, and so much more of your information is out there than you think. Also, it's way easier to find your location at all times than you think. Check out his Twitter. He's got a YouTube video on it if you want to learn more about it. He also has a way to support his page. But yeah, I think this is dope and terrifying.
This is proof that privacy just doesn't exist anymore, bro. The only good use I can see for this is finding missing persons. Other than that, it's just kind of terrifying.
5 kids. Yes. They took them. They already admitted to it. I want my cats. If I don't get my cats, please will get over here right now. Okay. Hey! There's one more. You said one more? Four. Four times. Four more. There's 5 in all.
I hope they weren't about to do what it looked like they were about to do.
A web-like substance falling from the skies across the area. That sticky and fluffy substance we were telling you about has been seen in Monterey, Santa Cruz, and San Benito counties this morning. It's like spider silk, but that has not been confirmed to be the source.
If you stepped outside today, you may have noticed this sticky web-like substance falling from the sky in the Central Coast. Viewers from all across our area have been sharing these photos and videos of it with us.
This sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. Spiders falling from the sky across California's Central Coast.
Maybe a bunch of spider webs got caught and carried with the wind. If not, then this might be a heart malfunction.
Look at that across the street. Look. Why did? Look across the street. Look. What is that? Why wouldn't he take out running? Why that thing chasing?
I know he wouldn't be able to do much because he's a ghost, but I appreciate the effort, bro. Anybody watching your back from the afterlife is a real one. But with that being said, guys, that was the video. Thank you for coming to kick it with me. Let me know what you guys thought about these creepy TikToks in the comments below. And until next time, y'all take care of yourself.